5, 4, 3, 2, and it looks like we are online. Let me go ahead and share the hell out of this stream real quick here. And yeah, we're going to go ahead and get this poppin'. Welcome back to the hashtag Vegas podcast, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to go ahead and share the stream over here. Going to go ahead and get my phone away so that we can get this party started. Can't wait to see. And we got a special guest star today. I'm going to go ahead and introduce him in just a moment while we're sharing the stream over here. Swaggy, you want to go ahead and you want to pass this around to your viewers too? Maybe just make a little community post there?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
My name, guys, is Master Swag King. You guys cannot know my real name because I have an alias. That's why I have this name.
You are the alias. You are Elemental Hero alias.
No. What was that garbage? No, okay, no, my bad. I forgot. Wait, he was good. No, that deck was good. What am I saying?
That deck was good at the time.
Yeah. You were actually giving me a compliment, and I was like, nah, I don't want to be alias.
Yeah, Neo's alias was banging, man. All right. Here, let me go ahead and let everyone know. Online with the live stream, internet is solid today because you missed the last couple. We've been having a little trouble with. Yeah, had a little trouble with the internet was the thing. I was over at my father-in-law's, and he's got he's got slower internet because he doesn't do the same crazy stuff that I do. So
I was just chilling the other day ago. And then I was on my computer just doing the same stuff, just getting ready for some videos. And then everything just started moving slowly. I was like, so I checked, advanced system care and the CC cleaner. And I was like, everything's going good. And then it was just bad internet all the way around. Do you have Spectrum?
No, we actually have Comcast out here.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, because, I'm in Denver. So, oh, there's my boy Ismael, Despacito, oof, all day. What's up, Izzy?
Oh, my gosh. Yeah. Let's get it popping.
All right.
Lots of hot topics. Esports. Oh my goodness, oh man. Because actually you said there's something about esports earlier, and there's been a couple of things that you wanted to have me tell you.
Yeah,
about
definitely.
Later.
Yeah, now that we got people coming in, let's go ahead and we'll go ahead and start it up. Let everyone know who you are. So, yep, there we go. We got Robbie in here, pop up, Fission's popping in, Christine's in the house too, Ismael. So, yeah, folks, welcome back to the hashtag Vegas podcast. It's Ace of Vegas here, and today I want to introduce a special guest star. Now this guy's a good friend of mine. He actually got me into the larger world of YouTubing, not just YouTubing by myself and doing my own videos and all that, but he's the one that got me into collaboration. So this podcast actually wouldn't have helped or wouldn't have happened without him. So say hello to my boy, Master Swag King. Swaggy, say what's up, bro.
Hello, guys. MSK for short, Master Swag King. I have a second channel, Way of Life Esports, that talks about League of Legends. I talk about all the major regions for North America, EU. I'm not counting Taiwan. Sorry, but Taiwan.
Legal accounts. There you go. We got MSK.
VCIS is a region. VCIS, but yeah, I love YouTube. I've been doing it since 2015. Not stopping anytime soon. So I'm glad to be here. Obviously, we're both big Batman fans.
Yep, you guys know that.
I did not know that. And then I watched Batman. Hush, and I wanted to just stop living.
Wait, that's another episode for another day.
that's like a literally 3-hour discussion about how you hype something up so much and then it just fails your expectations.
Man, yeah, we could. I think actually our last podcast, that's all we talked about for like half an hour. But anyway, yeah, before we go on a tangent, because we will, yeah, let's go ahead and talk about today's topics today. The redundancy department of redundancy. That's what I'm doing apparently. Let's go ahead and get into today's topic. So today's topics, what we're looking at. So top of the hour here, what we wanted to talk about was a little bit of the esports. It's a new sensation, not really a new sensation. What anyone that we're calling it esports now, but prior to 2015, everyone just called them video games, or Major League Gaming, I think was the technical term at the time. So we're going to be discussing that. Also, we're going to have a little crossover between Circus Circus and TI, because we have to talk about our boy Phil Ruffin and some more probable acquisitions on the script, or on the strip. Good lord, I haven't done this in so long. It's that Elysian Space Dust over here. That's the beer I'm drinking today. Elysian Space Dust from Elysian Brewery. They aren't sponsoring the video. That's just what I'm drinking. But anyway, I've taken over the podcast long enough. Swaggy, yeah, let's go ahead and get started on this over here. So tell us about your last trip to Vegas. Like, let's get an abridged version of your last trip to Vegas. Tell us where you went, where you stayed, why, and what you did there.
I went to a strip club, and a lot of
Wrong.
girls danced.
No, you did not.
I had the
Jesus.
hottest girls giving me lap dances. What are you saying? This nerd esports stuff.
Oh
What?
God. And I thought I was the bad one there. Chris used to rein us in. Okay.
Go to Vegas for nerd stuff like video games. You older kids playing your video games. No, I'm just kidding.
Seems legit. Youngest guy in the room, like kids playing the video games.
As you guys know me, every year I go to Vegas. Well, we started to do this last year, but it's going to become more of a tradition now. We go to Vegas as per my one vacation I get a year. I worked really hard every single year, and I was like, okay, I need to get a vacation in. Prior to all this happened last year, we stayed at Circus Circus the previous year. Then right after that, we this year stayed at the you know the name of the hotel, the motel.
I know that. Yeah, go ahead. No, tell us what you think it is. I want to go ahead and see how you do with this.
Black pyramid. It's just I'm not trying to be super.
You're not gonna say the Millennium Puzzle. You're not gonna just say Millennium Puzzle. Call it that. It's the Luxor. It's the Luxor, ladies and gentlemen. If you guys are wondering, my spinners and sharks. Because we don't say ladies and gentlemen here. We say spinners and sharks. You're either a slot spinner or you're a card shark. Those are the two options.
Black triangle.
The Black Triangle Hotel and Casino.
Actually, we were driving up there. It was a really fun trip. I obviously took the days off. We went up there. It was great. I always get a really good vibe from Vegas. Like, everybody is and wants to get to a point where you're living a good life. That's always the feeling I got from Vegas, is that people want to do more with their life. People want to obviously aspire for more and work at good places that give them a good paying job. It's always how I get that feeling from Vegas. I don't know if you've ever got that, but
I just go like 4 or 5 times a year, so I guess it's worn off. I mean, I believe you. I feel exactly what you're talking about. It gives you that kind of weird sense that your parents had, like it's that little taste of the good life. Like a good life was when our parents and grandparents were coming up. It was a fur coat, a nice car, and a trip to Vegas. For the weekend just to go gamble in the casinos, and that's just how it was.
We went there, we checked in. Now, specifically staying there, I had my issues, and I'm going to just start it's so funny because I understand that the overall hotels and motels probably, the hotels really can't have like refrigerators or what are they called? Well, microwaves, right? Because obviously you would not spend money at the hotel to buy their food. They want you to buy their food.
And that's a lie, because actually a lot of them do have microwaves and actually do have refrigerator. Well, I'll tell you more about that later. But
the common misconception around where I live is that they don't have that because they want you to spend more money at their places.
That's the theory, but you haven't been hanging out with Ace of Vegas, so you're clearly going to the wrong hotels. You're doing it wrong.
We went to hotel rooms. We got 2 separate rooms. They have a safe in there, and the whole joke of the whole weekend was they have a safe in here, but we can't get a refrigerator or a microwave.
Not so much. Although here's a funny trick. It's kind of a dirty trick. If you need a mini fridge, they'll bring one up. Now, normally it's $35 a night for the mini fridge, because if you use the one in your, if you use your mini bar in your room, you're gonna get charged out the rear end for it, as you know. Because I'm not. Did you guys play with the mini bar when you guys were there?
We did not. We were a bunch of nerds, dude. We were playing Cards Against Humanity.
Of course you were. No. If you so you can request a mini fridge, an empty one. Now it's normally $35 a night, but, and I'm not saying to say this, but if you happen to be diabetic, they actually have to provide a mini fridge for your insulin for free, and they will do that for you.
Really?
Yeah, so if anyone on your team's diabetic or whatnot, just go ahead and tell him to call down. He can put his insulin in there, and they're not going to do anything about you putting drinks in there and all that. So you guys can go ahead and just kind of scrounge off of his or her mini fridge there. So there's that trick. I'm not saying anybody should just say that they're diabetic, but you have to, if you happen to own insulin, well, there you go.
Do they actually would check? They would come up to your room and like actually check that?
No, they don't. That's not their business. No. That's exactly that. Because people come in with all these sorts of weird things. I've seen someone actually walk down to the front desk butt naked and say, "Hey, I got locked out of the room." Because frankly, he was trying to, he was trying to push his room service card out and all that. He was in his hotel room. He wanted to be naked. That's his damn business. He's doing what he wants to do, and I think that's okay. He's paying for the place. He's by himself. If you want to be naked, absolutely. So he pushes his room service card out. He just wanted to be out for a second. Door slams behind him. He can't do anything. Get back in the door there. He just turned around, went downstairs, walked down there. Check-in agent didn't blink an eye. They're like, okay, yeah, here you go, Mr. Smith. Here's your new card. We apologize for the inconvenience. What can we do for you?
Oh, my.
They've seen everything there. There's nothing else. So yeah,
saw a random guy going down butt naked, I would get a picture of that guy because that takes some balls right there.
That's I mean, obviously you had to.
Literally and figuratively.
But yeah, but okay, all right. So you guys went to Luxor. You guys had a kind of a crummy time at the Luxor because you didn't have snacks. You couldn't do snacks. But no, tell us what you guys were there for. So explain. So everyone here knows about My Vegas and the mobile apps that you can play to get some comps. They also know about blackjack, other table games. You know, you get craps, Pai-Gow poker, regular poker, baccarat, all that jazz. So we know about the casino gaming. Tell us about esports or Major League Gaming. What makes that so special? Like, how is this different from me sitting down with my daughter and playing Super Smash Bros. Ultimate?
For just the aspect of it, or like you're talking about the feeling of it?
I mean, let's talk about the aspect first. Let's talk a little bit about the technicals. So what makes it so different? What makes it more important? Or why is this a big deal? Why does Luxor have this ginormous football-sized arena just to watch, quote-unquote, as you would say, you nerds, play some video games?
Oh.
I can't say that because y'all know I play the same video games, and my kid does too. So it's a family thing with us. But, why should they do that? Why did they make that expensive-ass arena there?
To be honest, it was actually a good thing for them in general because they're able to – I mean, you could also consider a good marketing move too, because if they're the only place that is offering that, and there's a lot of people now kind of like on the down low about how much they enjoy esports, if they have that on, like, they probably most likely have it on their brochure, then people can go like, okay, I want to stay there and obviously go watch some people play some games. Because why they would do that on a marketing aspect makes sense, because that can drive more customers there. And I mean, it's a very entertaining thing to do. They had numerous of other competitions beside what I went to, because you watch my vlog, and I think you commented, it was like, oh, that looked amazing. They had a Fortnite tournament going on. They have Apex Legends tournaments. They have tournaments in which where, you can bring all your friends and you guys can compete against each other on stage. They had a bar if you're drinking. I think that it's a good thing to have this, because if you're doing it based off the fact that they know people are going to go there and play games at special events, and they can obviously bridge themselves differently with this. And I thought that was great. Going in there, it's a really great feel. You just feel like you're at home. And when you're there, if you don't want to watch like Fortnite, you can go to other screens and you can watch like League or watch, trash Fortnite or trash Overwatch. But I'm not going to get too much into talking about how Overwatch is garbage. But
right on.
It was so fun. It was so fun being there and going there. I was just kicking back, relaxing. The kids at Fortnite were much better than me. And I was like, man, I need to get my life in order right now. I need to be good at Fortnite.
Hey, I mean, there's always someone stronger, right?
No. Vegeta said he's the most powerful Saiyan in the history of the universe.
Vegeta with his 3-12 record.
Yeah, maybe he's not the point I should have referenced.
No, I mean, I was gonna say maybe Goku. I mean, Piccolo legally has a better record than Vegeta. Gohan at this point. Anyone else? Trunks, please, Trunks.
Ultra Instinct Yamcha. Toriyama has to make it happen.
Oh, OP. That's too OP. You can't do that.
Overall, I liked it. I would enjoy if next time I got a chance to maybe at one point go and play a different game other than like League or Smash, and just try and see what a feel of basically playing on stage is like, because I do like the aspect of playing on stage, and they have certain little giveaways and stuff like that. And if you don't enjoy playing esports, you can go obviously play like blackjack and poker, play slot machines. But obviously, my luck, I'm not definitely doing that. You see how badly I pulled out a Yu-Gi-Oh product. I'm not playing slots now.
I have seen you pull Yu-Gi-Oh product.
Yeah,
I swear, unless you're Dark Magician 81, you can't get ish out of that. That guy's the only guy that we know that can pull stuff out of there. But that's another rant. That's another rant for another day. So here, let me ask you this. You brought up casino gaming. So you brought up blackjack and poker, baccarat, all that. How does How would you say now? Did you guys go out to the casino floor after your games and go play a little bit? Did you guys gamble a little bit? Did you guys hit the pokies, the poker machines or anything? The
question I actually wanted to ask. I actually don't know how to use the machines.
And
then I just did not know how to use them. I was like, how do you play this?
Oh, it's kind of interesting. I mean, you toss money in and then you push a button. Hopefully you win. But here's the thing: most of them aren't skill games. It depends on what game you're playing. Blackjack, skill game. Video poker, skill game. Slots, no skill whatsoever. There are going to be people that argue it, but you know what? The math says no, and I'm going to go ahead and work with the math because I'm a physicist by education. So by training.
Math? Who needs that? You need
Uh,
biology, chemistry, whatever they call it nowadays.
Oh, you need those too. I mean, those all intertwine into physics, man. But
Gosh.
Again, I digress. So you guys didn't do a lot of. So you guys did go out there to try and do it. So
I just didn't know how to. I literally sat there moving a lever for like 5 minutes. And I thought I was a moron. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to Starbucks.
Wasn't working for you. Oh man, that's a shame there. Oh.
It's a shame. The machine basically told me not to actually play the game because they knew how much money I'd lose if I tried.
Fair enough. I can.
It's always been like a random like bucket list thing to gamble because I just want to do it just one time.
But you guys haven't been gambling, so you guys didn't go gambling out there.
It's just we tried. We just didn't know what the hell to do.
All right. So you got. Well, that actually brings up another question. So, cause it got me thinking about it. So, you're in my kind of age bracket there. You're still in your mid to late 20s. I'm coming up on 30.
I'm an old man, dude.
You're getting there, man. You're getting there. You just you rolled over that 25 hill, so it's good. But no, I was thinking about it, and I was also wondering, do you think the esports are they trying to bring in a younger demographic? Because, as you said there, you and your crew. So I mean, I know you guys had your manager. She was there, and then you had a couple other guys on the team and all that. So I'm sure you guys all came down there, and you guys were all struggling with the bloody slot machines. Couldn't figure that out. Not that I can say I blame you. You saved yourselves a lot of money not doing that. But no, it was a waste of time for you guys, and you guys are out there playing like on a world stage, playing Super Smash Brothers. Some like I'm like the champion, hanging out with the guys in the living room, in Mike's living room downstairs. But that's completely different from what you guys do. Do you see a shift, especially as folks kind of closer to our age? Because I checked out my demographics. About 50% of the channel is in a 25 to 34-year-old age bracket. After that, I think it's like 25, 30%. 34 to 44, and then I think after that it's something like 10% is either over 44 and 10% is over 18 but under 24. So it kind of gets me wondering, thinking about it. So do you think that we're going to see a lot more of them, especially since we're seeing that age bracket that's interested in going to Vegas and that's interested in this sort of thing too? How do you think that's going to evolve?
For esports with the younger demographic?
Definitely. Like, am I going to be able to go into Cosmo and the Caesar's Palace and all that, and I'm going to be able to jump into straight-up competitive Pokemon tournaments?
Now, see, that's different based off of everyone, because each kid is different, too, because some kids normally just like to play these games, obviously, because they just feel like if they can't be good at something let's just scale it back to, like, real life. Remember how we were, like, younger, and it was really hard? Like, we're, like, nerd guys, kind of, so we're not going to play basketball with like the older buff jockey guys, and they're getting all the girls. We're not doing that. To be honest, I played.
Not gonna lie. Oh no, I did martial arts because I wasn't big enough for football. That was the problem.
And I couldn't afford martial arts for school. What the hell? Okay.
Anyway, as you were ranting.
Yes, sorry. Okay, so I like how it can give the younger audience a lot of a different look at something, because esports did always exist. People just never looked at it, and it was always the more, I guess, underrated underground thing. And that leads into talking about how this stuff can bridge with a younger demographic, because if a kid feels like they can't compete in a regular sport, which is what most parents try to traditionally do with them, right, then esports is the next thing. And if a kid is playing like 8+ hours on Fortnite and they get really good at it, now the kid goes, okay, I see this one kid who won $1 million from Misfits Gaming, that kid. He's like, well, how do I do that? How do I get to be a star, but I don't have to be a star in the way people normally look at it? Now he can be a star in his own way, and that's where I think the next esports wave and move can go, as what you talked about, because there's kids that, honestly, and I feel bad for them, don't feel like they can compete in regular sports. And I love regular sports. I love basketball, football, golf. I love all that stuff.
Of course.
But I can understand why a person or someone of our age is socially awkward. I'm like, well, I'm not really going to be able to be outside and do all that. How about if I'm already good at this game, why not try and be competitive at it? And that's why you see things competitive like Fortnite and Apex and Overwatch do really, really well. Or, COD, but COD is kind of irrelevant to a lot of people. But
I did not know that. I didn't know it fell out of vogue like that.
Oh, it's
COD is Call of Duty for
especially-
anyone that's wondering. It's that military shooting game. You're in the army and you go shoot other guys in other armies. That's what that is for
kids
anyone
should be-
that's uninitiated.
Your kids shouldn't be playing it. But overall, yeah, I think it's good for other places to eventually have this, because normally if you're going on a vacation 9 times, let's say like 8 out of 10 times, because I want to make too big of brash percentages on family trips, is you're generally taking your kids. And if your kid's really good at something, now the hotel is going to obviously already forego and see that and be like, well, kids are going to be coming here to see something and obviously play something. Why not create this thing, partner up with somebody? Both parties may make a lot of money. They sponsor us to give us equipment. We sponsor the drinks. The parents get to sit down and watch their kids compete. And now if the parent itself, obviously wants the kid to be good at something, and now they can see their kid playing really good in an actual a competitive game where they're obviously not, going outside and, obviously gang banging. That's what my mom called it nowadays. Mom called it like back in the day. So yeah, I feel like it's a really good thing when you look at it in terms of a, growing up younger adult aspect, and you're looking at it in terms of how it can be a separate thing but still be a good thing, and not be looked at as, oh, your kid's just playing video games and not doing anything with, their life. And people don't know there are video game players making more than the average 9-to-5 person, and it's not really sitting on your ass and doing nothing. It's doing what you love and getting paid for it because you're really good at it. And I think that having that option is really good for younger adults moving into the future, just giving them just another outlet than the whole traditional, oh, I have to play basketball to go to college, or I have to play baseball and go to college, or, I play golf and I'm good at it.
So it gives them some more options. They can go to Vegas and go wreck some shop there. Mom and dad get to go gamble if they want to, since they're a bit older. So no, that's actually pretty impressive. So do you think this is going to save Vegas? Because Vegas has been, it's been dealing with these issues with the resort fees. Actually, here, let me ask you this. Did you booked your room, right? You booked your own room. Did you have any resort fees to pay?
Actually, my friend took care of that, but they said the fees, because we're actually, they didn't want to show me the receipt, but you can already tell
it was rough, right?
They're actually very wealthy, but rough in terms of, if they looked at it in terms of an average person trying to take a vacation, that would be rough for them.
Well, I do know, because I know how much the Luxor runs. I believe the Luxor resort fee is about $39 a night before tax. Right, yeah. And that's before tax. It's taxable too, which is a kicker. So, and how many nights were you guys out there?
We were there for 2. All
right, so that's $80 on top of the room fee, which over there, it's not an expensive hotel. And, Vegas hotels as a whole are proportionately considerably cheaper than your average hotel. Like, if I wanted a 5-star hotel like Aria or Vidara, I can get that at, usually around $100 a night. This is like a top-tier hotel. If I want something similar to that, in my town, the Brown Palace, that's going to run me like upwards of $400 a night. It's nuts. And that's before whatever their extra taxes or fees are too. But, it does add up after a while. And that's the thing. But yeah, I was going to ask you. So, you did that. So with the fees and all that, do you think this is what's going to bring you back? Would you go back to Luxor, even knowing that you got all these crazy fees and all that? Is esports important enough for you to go back to Vegas?
Ooh, see, that bridges a discussion of, do you care about this enough to spend the amount of money on it?
Oh, that's true. That's true. Okay, I guess that's it. Well, let me ask you this. So, obviously esports are important to you, but let's say you have a tournament. Let's go ahead and say you have a tournament in my neck of the woods, ignoring the fact that you come hang out with me and my spouse. Ignoring the fact that you come hang out with us, would you be more interested in taking a trip to Colorado to go ahead and compete in an esports tournament, or a trip to Vegas to compete in an esports tournament? Keep in mind, we're thinking like the same size venue. We're thinking the same, like it'll be like a regional thing that'll get you to a national level. Is Vegas more important to go to compared to somewhere like Colorado, or let's even say Minnesota? We just came back from holiday on Minnesota. Tim would tell you that we had a really rough time with the internet out there. Tim, go ahead and tell him about the internet. I apologize again for that, guys. Thanks for coming back for this week's podcast.
I think in terms of, most people would look at it the way you phrased it. Most people would look at it, you would just obviously just choose Vegas and you would bite the cost for it. Now, in terms of, if you feel like Colorado is going to give you a better shot at doing well to the point where you're going to be remembered, like if you obviously had a really good tournament run that could also be an option. But theoretically, you could think of it like if I could not just do that at Vegas, much closer to me, but it would be more cost effective.
Right.
Because remember, dealing in Colorado, most people averagely are going to fly there.
Right.
And that you're going to be maybe jet lag, but then people have this myth in esports that jet lag causes you to play worse. That is, I don't know if that's personally true, but that would definitely have an effect to a certain extent.
I can see that.
So you factor in hotel flight, hotel plane, the trip back and forth. I'd imagine. I really don't know how plane tickets actually work. I've never actually bought a plane ticket in my life because, I'm not flying anywhere anytime soon.
Okay, all right. Well, hang on. I got a fix for that. I'm gonna go to YouTube.com over here, and there's a tutorial by this guy called Ace of Vegas on how to get cheap Vegas airfare.
Oh my gosh! Link in the description. Plug everything.
I'm gonna just go ahead and put it in the live chat over here. We're putting this in it's my damn channel.
Yeah, there was a dude that told me, why are you plugging so much stuff in your channel? Well, that you just said it right for yourself. It's my channel. I do whatever I want.
You can't spam your own channel. I don't think you can legally.
But it also depends, though, because remember, no offense to anybody in the other parts of the country, besides like maybe New York, California to Vegas to like the Nevada state area, California has a lot of people. So you're factoring it's not just me that goes there and competes. That's people that go from San Diego, San Bernardino, places. LA people definitely go and travel to Evo to compete. So you're factoring in, would these people take a chance and do that in Colorado if it meant everything else that you're already paying on top of it?
Yeah, okay, that's a good point. All right, well, final thoughts on this. We're coming up on the bottom of the hour over here. So
we're gonna stay on this forever.
We're totally staying on this. Now we got to talk about Circus Circus because you mentioned Circus Circus earlier in the hour, and now we're gonna have to talk about that. We're gonna have to talk about
that place so much.
But we're gonna talk about that a little bit. You hold that for me. Hold on to that thought. Keep that in your heart right there, man. Keep that in your heart. All right. So final thought on the esports for now, just for now. So the esports hotels. So I mean, did you guys do anything else esport related while you're there? One of my personal favorite bars is the level up bar, and that's MGM Grand, which is next, or it's like one hotel over and across the boulevard from Luxor, and that one's great. It's got karaoke. Like I was telling you guys a while back, my lady, she actually stopped us when we were on the way to do something, because she saw a ginormous ass Pac-Man machine. She's like, "Babe, we're stopping. We're doing this." And I'm like, "Okay. It's our anniversary. Why not?" We didn't actually have a formal show plan. We were supposed to be doing something. She's like, "Nah, we're doing this right now." And I'm like, "Okay, this is happening." So we just broke some bills, grabbed some beers. It was a good time. But no, I think the most fun I've had in a lot of bars and such lately are the ones that have arcades associated with them. Do you see this being a big trend? Did you guys do any other gaming related stuff out in Vegas? Or what other stuff did you guys do in Vegas if you didn't gamble?
Now, this is the thing, though. If I told you we were a bunch of nerds and stayed in our hotel rooms because we were so tired from Evo, would you believe me?
I would believe you, because I have played in competitive card game tournaments, as you know. Not just doing blackjack and all that, but I'm not sure if anyone remembers. From anyone that's still stuck around, I used to do Yu-Gi-Oh! Actually with this guy over here. We used to both have Yu-Gi-Oh! Channels. And I'd play in those tournaments, and those would be all-day things, too. I quit doing major gaming tournaments when I became a father, because they were just too time-consuming. Like, I do a local regional level sort of thing, but even going down to the local store and playing for $50, like, prize money, that was like a 4 or 5 hour event, and it's just so time-consuming and exhausting. So I can only imagine you guys going for 12 hours, so I believe that.
The thing is that the issue is I don't hate the event per se. It's more or less so the pool timings is where I get kind of mad.
Oh, yeah, because you guys had to pay the resort fee, and you didn't get to use the pool.
Nah, there were some hot guys out there, man. I didn't want to go out there and get disappointed. The lifeguard was so hot. Like,
they're usually pretty jacked there. I mean, I don't, like I said.
Dude, he would, oh my God, supermodel level quality right there.
It's definitely, Vegas is a pretty place. Everybody, everyone that's anybody in Vegas is pretty for some reason. But, it helps. That's where the tips come from.
The event for registration, you have to go register, which is early in the morning. We had to go get snacks because we obviously didn't know we couldn't get a refrigerator. So we got snacks. We didn't get home. Well, home was at that point. We didn't get back to the hotel until about like 2 in the morning. We passed out.
Oh my gatos.
friend just wakes us up at like 6. I'm just thinking like, what is life right now? Who just touched me at 6 a.m? I woke up and I was like, wait, we got to register. So I get ready. I have to get all dolled up. It took me at least 15 minutes to put on my face.
Had to do the braids.
So we go there, and our pool doesn't start until around. When was my pool? It was actually around like maybe 12-ish time.
Oh.
Our other friend's pool started like 9. So we were there, supporting him. We're around getting friendlies. I think that pool time should be a lot more concise. They have pool time spread out so random. It's like one pool is at 12, next one's at 4 o'clock in the day. You think I'm staying in that hotel room, that hotel giant place for 10 to 4? You know it's my vacation? It hurts. I just want the times to be a lot more.
Yeah, so you can enjoy the rest of Vegas too is the thing, because there's a lot going on there. There really is, just all the time.
I really, really wanted to go and see the shark reef, the shark aquarium thing.
Oh yeah, you didn't see my video on that?
I never seen it. I really wanted to see the fish. I was like, because seeing fish in like where I live is just non-existent unless you're looking at our Walmart, which killed all our fish.
Right.
Don't know how it's possible. I really wanted to go to the shark reef because they always kind of advertise it at Vegas, like, oh, come see shark reef. You're gonna see.
Oh, and it's amazing. I did a video with took my lady with us too, where we went on our anniversary. Went first thing in the morning.
I love shark movies. I always wanted to see a shark up close to my face. I was like, just wanted to just get like, why are people so scared of these animals? They just look like really, really cuddly killer machines.
I wouldn't say cuddly, but they are beautiful. They are indeed beautiful animals.
So I never got a chance, and since the pool, we went 2 times we went 2 times. Obviously, now going last year and this year. Next year, I'm going to make a part of my do list to go see the sharks. I really want to see the shark reef.
Dude, set it aside. Start playing some My Vegas, too, while you guys are playing Smash Bros. So that way you can get some free tickets. I'll tell you more about it after the show.
Well, because our issue was that we didn't really know what to do personally, because of the previous year we went, we were just going to go one and done. We're coming home. This year we went, we're like, man, we probably missed out because like what is there to do on the strip? You just walk outside.
Oh, there's so much to do. You guys missed out. You know what you guys also really missed out on was the here's a good segue. You guys really missed out on the good Treasure Island shows and all that too.
See, shows, I don't know. Shows, I've never once seen one, so I don't know personally if they will be my thing. But I wouldn't be, not open to seeing one. It'd be cool to see a Spider-Man one of like a really jacked up Spider-Man just swinging around in front of you with this big junk hanging around from your face.
You're on about the junk today. Demonetized NC-17 podcast.
They get channel deleted. You make a giant twit longer.
That's a ban. Christ, mate. All right.
Like, what is there to do on the strip? Because everybody always hypes it up in my town. Like, the strip is just amazing. You gotta see it. You gotta do it. You gotta experience it.
Well, let me tell you about it. Let's go ahead and start by talking about a certain hotel. We're gonna segue into our next topic too while we do this.
Okay.
We're gonna talk about Treasure Island. So Treasure Island actually was one of the major strip properties for quite some time, and they had the idea. So there was a guy called Steve Wynn. Let's be honest, he's the sexual predator. Let's just go ahead and get that out of the way. But he's also a brilliant architect and brilliant businessman. So he's done a lot of terrible things, but he's also done some really impressive things for the Vegas Strip, and he's done a lot of great stuff for the experience. Like he made the Mirage Hotel and Casino. He invented the Bellagio. And if you've ever walked down the Strip, just everything on the Strip is meant to drag you in. For example, the Mirage has a volcano show. Treasure Island here used to have a pirate show. They had 2 different pirate shows. It used to be these just handsome pirate guys fighting these kind of prim, proper British guys, like blowing up their ships and all that. And the ship would sink and all, and it was a good time. Then later on, it was the Sirens of Treasure Island, where you had these beautiful women fighting these really muscled up, dashingly, roguishly handsome guys, and that so they draw in both the ladies and the gentlemen, whatever you preferred. That was on stage for you, and that's how they bring you in. They have the fountains of Bellagio, and there's lots of non-gambling stuff to do just to entertain you while you're before you go in and gamble. It just kind of drags you in. But since we're talking about Treasure Island, it's owned by Phil Ruffin, who's good friend of the president, good friend of Steve Wynn. Because all these guys live in each other's pocket. They really do. And Papa Fishing says, bring back the pirate show. I, too, miss the pirate show. They really do need to bring the pirate show back. I'm going to go ahead and second that in the live chat right now. They got rid of it. Phil Ruffin got rid of that, and that's the thing that really pisses me off. Again, demonetized because I swore, but you know what? That's how I feel about it, and it's my channel, so I don't censor. But no.
Is it rated R?
Oh, Christ. Yes. But yes, this is a 21 and up channel. You know, I mean, I can't do anything about 18 and up, but this is not a channel for your children. Just FYI, if anyone's watching this is not a channel for your children. Just, you know, send them out of the room while you watch your Ace of Vegas. We gamble, we spit, we swear, we drink on camera and all. So that's just the thing. But anyway, now that we're talking about Phil Ruffin, the guy that owns